Happy April, everyone. It's been a while since I've done a video blog, but I wanted to get one posted and talk about sacrificial characters. Back in March, I did a post on who is your red shirt. Now, for those who haven't figured it out, I'm a sci-fi geek, and I love it. I love Star Trek, Stargate, all the obscure little, Battlestar Galactica, old school. I did like the new school. UFO, Space 1999. Loved old science fiction movies for as cheesy as they were. I enjoy science fiction. Anyway, so I've been thinking a lot about characters that get sacrificed and when you should sacrifice a character or when you should just completely get rid of them. In all the reading and research I've done, when I talk about reading, I'm talking about actual books that I read, my favorite authors, but also in other blogs of writers who are published and accomplished. There are numerous references about how characters lead to change. And sometimes you have to, the William Faulkner quote, kill your darlings. Sometimes you just have to, frankly, you have to kill them off in order to make the story move, no matter how heart-wrenching or difficult it is. Because if you can do that, what happens is you have a story that's full of movement, and that's what you want. I mean, it's one thing to be able to describe everything and tell us all people's feelings and tell us everything, but there's a difference between writing a still life painting and writing something that has so much movement it cannot be contained on the page with the words. You see it, you feel it, it becomes that kinesthetic experience. And I was just recently complimented on a story that I wrote that by my mother of all people, who is a fan, but also she tells me how it is. But she complimented me and told me that I wrote emotionally. When you read my characters, you got what they were feeling. The emotion leapt off the page and grabbed you by the heart. And I thought, ooh, that is a compliment. That's not everyone's style. I recognize that, but that same emotiveness, that same feeling has to come across to make your characters worthwhile sticking around for a while. To stick around. And then you've got your characters that are equally important, but there's a sacrifice that has to happen. They must be sacrificed one way, shape, or another. Because in classic Star Trek, you could always count on a red shirt to bite the dust, discovering a plague, discovering a new civilization through, cultural differences. Oh, you stepped on a black square, therefore you must be blown up. Strange things like that. But they created the movement to move the story along. And that is, when we create our characters, no author should become so attached to them that they cannot allow for the agent of change. I was at a book signing with Carolyn Kenyon late last year, and by the way, very delightful person, funny as get all. She's exactly the way you think she would be after reading her books. But one thing she said was, somebody in the audience asked about, well, when are you going to write a book about this person? This character that they had apparently attached themselves to. And Sherilyn looked at all of us in the audience and basically said, if they live long enough, they'll get a book. But I don't know who I'm going to kill off in the next one. And I thought, that's fair. That's fair. Never make promises that you can't keep when it comes to keeping characters alive or killing them off. I mean, if you think you're going to kill them off and you don't end up, basically don't announce it, because then you tie your hands some way, shape, or form, and fans are funny. They get mad. But I love that. I thought it was a brilliant piece of advice. So I guess the whole point of what I'm trying to say is really don't be afraid to create change in your characters and your story, the whole bit, because that's what's going to make you a better writer. If the main character has to bite the dust in the end, allow them, but give them dignity. Don't let them bite the dust on the toilet. It's very uncouth. But be fair to your characters. If they don't have a purpose anymore, write them out. Okay, maybe they don't have to die, maybe they don't have to blow up. But what they should do is you should give them an exit. And sometimes they can come back later on, either in the story or the series, whatever you're doing. But the key is they have to be an agent of change. Even the main characters have to have elements of change. So don't be afraid. There are characters in your head, so do whatever you want to them, but just remember that they are an integral part of the story, and they are what make us interested. And yes, sometimes they have to die to make the story even better. Don't be afraid of that. Write with abandon. Don't worry about who survives and who doesn't. And if the main character has to bite the dust, so be it. Just make sure it's in a spectacularly wonderful way that we know why they died. So those are my thoughts today, and I hope that everyone is well until the next time I do another video blog. Have a great one. Bye.